Hello viewers, welcome back. Welcome to the show. I got my got Oswald here. His name is Oswald. He's going to be joining us, I guess. He's a good guy. But wanted to catch up. Wanted to see how everyone's doing. And we've been having such a long winter here, and I'm done. I'm over it. I'm over the winter thing. I can't wait. Can't wait to get back out there. I got a lot going on. I want to talk about the changes, if you don't mind. And I'd like to talk about what brought me to the changes. Because really, this all starts and ends with YouTube. YouTube has brought me to a place I never expected to be. I never thought I would be a BMW rider. I thought for sure I would. That's why my whole Phantom Rider thing, this whole persona, my whole, the artwork for the character, it was all about cruisers. And I when I first got into motorcycling, back into motorcycling, I thought for sure I would be a Harley guy. I never thought I would be a BMW guy. But guess what happened? YouTube. I got my motorcycle license. I got a cruiser, and then I found YouTube. And I'll blame it on Andy Man Cam. It was his fault. No. I loved Andy Man Cam. I've been watched Andy Man. And the reason why I was watching, the reason why the YouTube algorithm brought me to Andy Man was because I was looking into getting a Honda that was bigger than the Phantom, than the 750 Phantom. And I didn't know where I was going. I wanted to try to look at different bikes, and at the time Andy had his that 1000 what is that, Honda 1000? It's the naked 1000. It has the it'll come to me, the old GP engine in it. But yeah, so it's the naked Honda 1000R. And so yeah, so I get into watching Andy, and then I'm like, wow, I think I could do this. I think I could motovlog, and and it wasn't only his. He did a review on the Honda 1000, but it wasn't about the reviews. It was about the views, right? Not about the reviews. It's about the views. It was about the mountains, and he was traveling in the UK at the time. And Summer, Germany. Sorry, excuse me. Andy Man Cam is a UK-born man who lived in Germany, and now he lives in Spain, by the way, off an island in Spain. And I thought that was just so, because here in America we don't go outside of America. We don't even think other people exist, most of us, so seeing other people, really in different countries really opened up my eyes, especially, and that was thanks to YouTube. Anyway, moving on. So watching Andy, then the algorithm sent me to all the UK guys. And they all love BMWs, and they always been bragging about them. And Teapot One's amazing, and I watched him, and he always likes the GSs. And at the time he had a 1250 GS, and I was like, you know what is the fuss about? I gotta know, like, what? How could this be? So I rented a GS. I rented a 1250 GS here from X8 Moto down in Montgomeryville. And I fell in love with not necessarily the GS, but the 1250 engine, the transmission, and the drive line, the whole thing, the whole setup. I fell in love with it, and and then it just snowballed from there. So never expected it, and it would have never happened if I didn't look at YouTube. If I would have never known there was a BMW community out here, and never known. Maybe different like down the line, but not the way it is on the whole YouTube and moto vlogging community. So that brings me to my next unexpected adventure. I was looking around. Well, through YouTube, I noticed that BMW, since I own one, and I go to some rallies. You know that. You guys know that. I was looking around and I noticed that BMW, the MOA, it's like a hog for BMW, hog Harley Owners Club, but the MOA is for it's a BMW, organization, club, whatever you want to call it. But you could ride anything you want. You don't have to. Anybody could sign up. It doesn't matter. So I decided to sign up, and I said, all right. I wanted to see what it was about, and wasn't really looking for a club necessarily. I just wanted to go. BMW, the MOA, they have like track days, and they have off-road days, and they do a bunch of like different rides, and then they got the rallies and stuff. So I thought that was cool, and I wanted to get in on that. And but in the process of looking into the MOA, I did notice a BMW motorcycle club called Lehigh Valley Beamers, and I was like, wow. I was like, I didn't know that. I didn't know how it worked at the time. I said, wow, do I sign up with the local guys, or do I sign up with the main organization? And I was in between. But unbeknownst to me, signing up for the MOA automatically puts me into the Lehigh Valley Beamers, because the Lehigh Valley Beamers Club is just a chapter of the big MOA, the BMW MOA, Motorcycle Owners Association. So this put me already in this little club in my area. I wouldn't say little. We're pretty big, but it's local to me. So I said it kind of works out perfect, and so this is completely, and this is where this whole thing is where YouTube just brings me around in a big circle, big huge circle. I was not planning, I looked into the smaller BMW, like the Beamers Club, and I was never expecting to turn around full circle and end up being in that club anyway. And lo and behold, so in this whole story, YouTube does it again. On my algorithm came up Scott's Moto Adventure. He rides in the area, and he rides an 1100 GS. And lo and behold, he's in the same Lehigh Valley Beamers Club as me. So that's what I said, before I even signed up for the MOA, the algorithm brought me to Scott's Moto Adventure. I kind of knew where he was in the area by watching his videos. So I'm like, he gotta be in my area, And lo and behold, he was in the same area, and he's in the same exact club as me, as the MOA put me in. So it's coming around full circle. And so this has an opportunity. You know, I'm looking at it as opportunity, not only for content, but for more adventure, different people recording and getting a different recording process and editing and this and that. Like just getting a variety of videos. Not only can, you know, can all this stuff. Let me back up. I have a YouTube channel. Scott's Moto Adventure is a YouTube channel, and the Lehigh Valley Beamers have a YouTube channel. And I'm thinking some other guys in the club have them too, but well, other guys in the club do have cameras, so I know that because they already post on the Lehigh Valley Beamers YouTube channel. So we could, you know, like what I feel is, you know, with all this content and all the differences, a viewer's got to like something. You know what I'm saying? We got to catch something here, and I think that it has a potential, but you know. We'll see where it goes. I mean, I don't know where it goes, you know, but that's the thing about the YouTube thing. It just brings me around a big circle, just sends me to unexpected places and teaches me new lessons that I never would have learned before. So that's why I'm, you know, even though I haven't made a dime, I ended up spending, I spent like, I'm up to like at least $10,000-$11,000 in YouTube debt. Right? And it hasn't given me a dime back. But that's my problem. You know, I like to do this as a hobby. And sometimes you spend money on hobbies. But here's the thing. Here's what YouTube did for me is it gave me connections. It gave me, you know, it's teaching me new things daily. And just by doing it, for some reason, it's just bringing me into different situations and stuff that I would never do before. So that's my thing. So that's my little rant. You know, that's the whole purpose of this video. I joined a motorcycle club unexpectedly, completely I mean, I knew I was going to join the MOA, but I didn't know, you know, how it all worked, and I just thought I would be like an independent guy in the MOA, just, you know, pop in and pop out, and I'm truly like, Phantom Rider is a perfect name for me. I thought about changing my name, but it's a perfect name for me. Not only did I start out on a Honda Shadow Phantom, but I am not a outgoing person. I could come into a crowd and leave a crowd and nobody will realize I was even there. So I'm like a freaking phantom here. Like that's how I feel. So you know, well, I forget where I was going with that. But yeah, so this YouTube stuff just, you know, pushing me out. It's pushing me out of my shell, pushing me out of my comfort zone, and here we are. But talking about money before, I broke my budget. I broke my budget this year. I'll get it. I'll get it back. Like I'll get it. It's nothing, you know. But first of all, the first thing I bought was new case system, and I'm excited. I bought the Trax Adventure, the big one, right? Aluminum, aluminium, whatever you want to call it. I got the black. I think it's going to go good. SW MOA, which I know people are going with the Lone Rider, but I still like the SW MOA stuff. Now, I understand what you're probably thinking is, how is this going to look on a sports touring bike? You know, it's not going to be, you know. And I hear you out. I hear you. But there's a look I want to make. There's a look I'm trying to achieve with my bike. And I have some gripes about the factory cases, right? And the main gripe, function-wise, is this. Function-wise, I like the fact that I could use the same key, you know, for my bike. That's cool. You know, that's cool. And it's only two pieces. It's not really all that, you know, it's not a complicated system. It locks. It does that good. My problem is this, the way it opens, right? So when this is on my bike, this is straight up. This is about straight up. All your stuff wants to fall out, especially if you got it full, right? And then, but the good thing about opening up like this is you could reach the bottom. You could grab whatever you want from the bottom, you know, but your stuff tends to fall out, even with this. I mean, if you got small stuff, it's going down in here. And you can't put anything in here or you're going to block it. You're going to block the whole thing. So you think you have all this room underneath this shelf, and you don't. You need that. So, you know, it's vertical. It's completely, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I've had it happen. Like, where my stuff will fall out. And then, you know, you're picking up your stuff and you're, you know, but, and then you're trying to close it and it won't close, and, you know, you're ruining the seal, and it's just not, I don't like that fact, right? And then that's the main gripe. The second gripe is that it makes it look like a bubble butt. It makes the RS look like it has a bubble butt. Now I understand the aerodynamics. That's cool, but I don't like the way my bike looks with these on in the back, right? I also don't care for this, just the way it looks on the bike with the reflector, you know. And I understand, I get it. I know you need reflexive, you know, safety, but for fit and, you know, function, I just don't like it. Now, there are some pros and cons with the Trax, right? Adventure. First of all, not aerodynamic. Second of all, it opens like this, right? Which is what I want, so none of my stuff falls out. But if you want to get something down in the bottom, if whatever you need falls down in the bottom, you're going to have to either dig in there and hope you can find it, or you're pulling your stuff out anyway and putting it on your seat and digging in there. You know what I'm saying? So it's a double-edged sword. They're the only gripes I have with this. It is going to be a little heavier. There is a bracket system that goes on that I need to put on the bike yet, and I might do a video, like a little install video, but you know, install videos they're they could go either way, you know. I'll tell you who has a great install videos for SW Motec stuff. That is the Likeable Rider. You wanna talk about I think he does a good job at showing how, you know, and he's a big SW Motec guy too. You know, it's a company from Germany, and you know they make it. I mean, it's a solid product. You know, it's just, what could I say? You know, and they've been doing it for a while, and you know, what could I say? You know, but yeah, the aerodynamics, I understand. It's going to make it a little heavier. I understand, but overall, I believe what the look I'm going for and the end product is going to be worth it, I hope. Either way, I'm using them. I spent way too much money. Again, these were expensive. Now, I bought these on Black Friday deal, 20% off. And I never seen anything from SW Motec on sale. So when I seen that they were, you know, they were having a sale on these, I had to jump on it. I was like, I'm never gonna get it. I've been searching for a long time and waiting. You know, I have a habit of waiting until the prices never go down; they only go up, right? So I have a habit of waiting and then kicking myself in the butt because I waited. But I had to jump on it. So I mean, if I didn't get it then, I wouldn't got it. You know. And there's room to grow here. You know, you could there's a net you could put on top here, and there's also bags you could put on here, and you could even strap bags on the top of your box. So I think it was a good investment, and I hope to get rid of that bubble butt. I'm going to have a box body, but you know, it's just going to be squared. I hope it doesn't like change the dynamics too much, but we'll find out, right? And I can't wait to get them on to see what they look like. You know, it's gonna be cool. And I like the black. I'm trying to get rid of the gray. The gray is, I want small bits of gray and chrome, small. I'd rather have the blue and black. That's the look I'm going for. So later down the line, I want to get a Akrapovic exhaust tip. That would be black carbon fiber. But Akrapovic, probably saying it wrong. But anyway, you get the point. I wanted to go with the Jacqueline hide, and I understand where Teapot One's coming from. But I just don't want any more electronics on it. You know, it has an electronic flapper. You know, it gives you the Jacqueline hide. And another button. And then another fuse. It's like, no. Something else to go wrong or short out. Or it's like, ugh. I get so afraid of that, you know. But that's why the Akrapovic, the can, it just makes it a little louder. And just enough, you know, not aggressive and not, and I don't know electronics. It's just going to do it with air. So that's what I'm looking for. And for the channel and kind of the club, I bought a Senna 50S. The Senna is the brand that the club is going to use, that most of the guys use. Which is okay. I don't even know anything about these. I was never planning on buying one because I never rode with anybody else. So I never would have got this. But the cheapest I found them was on Amazon. They're having a Valentine's Day sale on the dual comms, but I just need a single. If my girlfriend would go with me, I would buy a dual comm, you know, that way we could talk to each other. But I bought the 50. I didn't buy the latest and greatest, and there was a reason why. And I'll tell you this. I would have bought it. If I would know, if I knew for a fact that the latest and greatest model was going to do everything I needed it to do flawlessly, I would drop $500 on the dime right now, right? I would spend the money to do it. If I knew it was going to have the battery life, it was going to connect to my camera, it was going to connect to all the other guys' comms without no problems, right? And I could record all the guys. I would buy it. I would slap down that money and we would be on. But I can't guarantee, and they can't guarantee that it's going to work with everything. I am not tech savvy, and you know, you're hearing me blab on about, you know, I don't even want to put a simple switch and a fuse in for an exhaust flapper, you know, like I don't want to deal with the computers, and you know, it's hard enough. Like I don't want to do that. So from what I understand is, as long as you have mesh, which this has, this is what I wanted. Like I definitely needed mesh. From what I understand is, as long as you have a mesh comm, you could connect fairly easily to almost anything. Almost anything that has mesh, right? Now, if somebody has an old unit that doesn't have mesh, you're going to have to go Bluetooth. That's what I gather, but there's some caveats. It's neither here nor there, and that's why I said it's very fickle. And if it can't work right, I'm not spending all kinds of money on it. I need, you know, so if, put it this way, if this does 80% of what I need it to do, I'll be happy. Yeah, 80%. I would give it 90%, but I am skeptical, very skeptical. This has to hook up to everybody else's comms in the group ride. It has to hook up to my camera through Bluetooth, right? And it needs to catch audio from myself and everybody else in my comm system and put it on that camera. No ands, ifs, or buts about it. No BS. Oh, you know, it cut out and now you lost, you know, you lost the whole card. No, you know, no, you know, oh, I could hear me, but you can't hear anybody else. None of that. If this does everything, you know, that's why I said it's going to be a miracle if this will do what everything I want it to do. But we'll see. I hope it proves me wrong. I really hope it proves me wrong. But yeah, the brand, I didn't really, I went with the Harman Kardon sound system. I could have got it for cheaper if I went with the basic. But what I'm worried about is hearing it while I'm on the highway. I don't hear anybody, like I never heard anybody have any problems with it hearing it in the helmet. But I'll tell you what, I use earbuds, sport earbuds, when I go on rides, just to listen to music. And sometimes the GPS, but I really don't need it to hear the GPS. I look at it. But just to hear music, I put earbuds in. And on the highway, even though I got a $500 HJC helmet, which I love, by the way, but on the highway, I have a hard time hearing the music, and that's right in my ear. I don't know how these are gonna transfer the music this far away from my ear, or transfer the talking, you know. So we'll see. I'm gonna try it out. I don't plan on using this for music. That's one less thing it has to do. I'm hoping that'll save me. That'll save the strife. I don't plan on listening to music with these at all. All I want to do is talk to the other members. The other members communicate with me, right? I gotta connect to the camera, and it has to record me and everybody else in my on the crew, everybody else in the crew that is on the ride. That's all it has to do. If it does that, I'll be happy. I don't give a squat what else it does. You know, I heard it's not waterproof, but what am I gonna do? You know, what could I say? I don't know. Why would they make a helmet that's not waterproof? Why would they make a technical piece of device that mounts to the outside of a helmet and not make it waterproof is beyond me, but whatever, you know. That's neither here nor there. So I guess, I mean, so I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know what happens. You know, what can we do? Just wait it out, try it out. I didn't even open this. Maybe we'll do an unboxing. The Senna 50S unboxing. So, yeah, I hope you stay tuned. I hope you stay tuned. And we'll check this out. I don't know. I don't know what kind of content I want to put on the club channel, but guys, check out the club channel. You know, check out what the club's doing. You know, right now we're packed with rides. We're doing stuff. We're out there. You know, from what it seems like to me, you know, I just started. I'm the new guy, and you know, I'm getting notifications quite a bit for different things that we're doing. You know, so check out the channel. Check out Scott's channel. You know, he's got different things. He is tech savvy. Like he likes this stuff. I hate it. You know, so check out his channel. Do you know? And I hope to get out there soon. Oh, the snow is killing me. Killing me. It won't melt. We had like a foot 2 weeks ago. It will not melt. It just screwed everything up, and you know how it goes. I mean, I lived in Pennsylvania pretty much my whole life, and now being a biker is like the worst. You know, it's like dealing with winter. But again, I say it all the time. I don't want to go to somewhere nice, because then you got to deal with monsoons and, like, you know, tornadoes, or, you know, tsunamis, or, you know, like Earth will be Earth, you know, I guess. So yeah, so stop on down, check us out, you know, check out the channels. You know, I hope to get some good content out, and we'll take it from there. See you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, do the things.